Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the Business of Coaching with Adam Bricker. Today's week 4, and today we're going to be talking about something that's really important for the Empowered Life platform. And this is a platform for coaches to make a difference in the world. And if you remember, we have a trifecta of people on this platform. Well, first we have the coaches. They're really important. They bring whatever value they're bringing to the table. They can be business coaches, energy coaches, relationship coaches, cooking coaches. They have coaches of all sorts. Then what do coaches need? They need customers. So we have a whole group of people who are here as the learners. Now, most of us as coaches, we're here as learners as well because, we're going to walk the walk. And then there's a third kind of person who's on this platform, and those are our partners. Those are the people who actually recruit and bring in the learners. Because as great as coaches are in teaching people, they're not always the best type of recruiters. So we have a special group of people who aren't coaches, and their main job, their main influence is to really fill the platform up with learners, people who are going to be taking the coaches' courses. So Empowered Life moving forward is growing at great next speed because we're brand new at it, and we have record enrollments every week now, so it's really fun. Those of you who are on the call on time today, I really appreciate you. I hope that golden nugget was value, and I really respect that you're here on time. Today, class is focused on personal versus professional. Personal versus professional. And because we're coaches, we understand that we don't see the world the way it is. We just see the world through our own perceptions. So whatever personal versus professional means to you, that's your starting point today. And most of you will have something that's slightly different from each other. I'm going to try to bring it in universally so it's together, okay? When you coach, so there's 4 different aspects of the personal versus professional. And when you coach, what are you coaching? So is that personal or professional? So a lot of coaches and a lot of really amateur coaches had something happen in their life, and they had a breakthrough from it, an epiphany, a breakthrough, and it really changed their life. And then they go and they teach that to people. Okay. That's a personal approach to coaching. Most of the amateurs, most of the people just getting started, they're under the illusion that the way they personally went through the process is the way everybody will go through the process. So if you're a mentor and you mentor other coaches, watch for this when you're coaching from that personal angle. Now, a professionally trained coach, somebody who's certified, whether it's certified through the Empowered Life platform, a general platform, or other specific platforms, there's training that's involved. And people give you a certificate to hang up on the wall saying that you have completed their curriculum. Big asterisk here. There's a difference between completing the curriculum and mastering the curriculum. Okay. So when we're working with other coaches and we're vetting them out, if we're going to work with them or they're vetting us out, how much experience do we have in the professional realm? Can you be a personal coach? Coach from a personal standpoint and be way more effective than somebody who coaches from a professional standpoint? You can, if you have enough experience. If you've broken through the illusion that everybody's going to go through the process the same way, because you've coached enough people to see enough different ways that they go through your process. Okay. Really important. Everything we're doing, whether it's professional or personal, is centered in perception. Once you coach enough classes, you will have curriculum that circumvents perception and brings people all together. So by the end of this call today, you all have a similar picture to professional versus personal, because we'll all have just engaged in that same information and we'll have a chance to be interactive. Okay. So does this make sense so far? We're talking about what are you coaching? Are you coaching from a personal perspective? Or are you coaching from a professional perspective? Okay. I'm going to open up the microphones for the floor. Just want to really remind everybody at this point, before you speak and engage, when we sometimes on the Empowered Life platform, we do masterminds. It's very private, it's very personal, and it's a safe place to share anything you want. Today's being recorded for public knowledge, so we don't have that same kind of connection there. But open floor, who's got a connection between personal and professional coaching? Go ahead, Madeline.
There. I love that you're bringing this up because it makes so much sense. First, I've coached under about 10 different coaches, most of them very named people. I've been through things. However, I understand that how I get through it is not the way, it is a way. It is a way. And for me, if personally I don't embody what I'm doing professionally, then I'm not in alignment with myself. I therefore cannot help the person I am trying to coach.
Absolutely. You nailed it. Thank you so much for sharing that, Madeline. Anybody else care to share on personal versus professional, what you are teaching? Cool. All right, let's get on to how you are teaching. Personal versus professional. How are you teaching? Okay. When somebody pays you, are they paying you, the person, or are they paying your corporation? Are you flying from the hip on how you coach them, or do you have a structure that you follow? Do you have a particular desired outcome, or are you just showing up for them? Okay, so this is how you coach, personal versus professional. There's people on this call who are very intuitive, and a structured outline would be counterproductive to their coaching style. There's also people on this call that need a structured profile because we want a particular outcome. Okay, if I'm coaching somebody on, let's say, how to make more money in your coaching practice, which is what we're doing now, is I'm going to use examples and references of other people who are making a lot of money in their coaching program and making sure that you somehow get into alignment with the understanding of what they've done and then make that choice to embody that or not. So where are you at professionally? Where are you at on how you teach, as a professional or from a personal standpoint? So we're going to have both types of coaches on the Empowered Life platform. But it's going to be a professional setup. So if you're a personal coach, you coach from a personal space, but you need that professional structure, that foundation, you're going to find that on Empowered Life. Okay, it's going to make a lot of sense. And if you coach from a professional standpoint, then you'll adapt to it very easily and simply because you're already in alignment with that. Okay, any questions or feedback on how we coach? Go ahead, Sarah.
So getting started in the coaching industry, it's probably best to go in a more personal, go with the flow, take a payment, treat people individually. But for scalability, systems are always needed. That's what, like with the whole Empowered Life thing, it's like creating a very duplicatable system that all coaches can use and get the same result as the first person who created it and used it. When it comes to the coaching industry, it's so much more than just being a coach. You have to be an online entrepreneur. You have to create continuity. You have to create systems that anyone can hop on and get the same result with. So beginning in the coaching industry, being more of a personal go with the flow works. Actually, I would probably recommend that over going too hard in creating perfection in a system. But for scalability, yeah, I need to have systems. I need to have a well-tested system that, sets people up in email campaigns, properly turns leads into an interview or a discovery call. When we create, again, the systems with Empowered Life, it will have been tested. That's what this whole beta launch is about. And for anyone creating a practice inside or outside of Empowered Life, know that it is a testing process. You have to go through a couple different trial and errors to make sure that you know which system works best. So there's definitely a combination of both until you get that well thought out and used system when it comes to lead generation, email campaigns, copywriting, all the things that it takes to create an online entrepreneurship, thriving, growing, scalable business.
Thank you so much. Great input from the Empowered Life CEO, Sarah Weiss. By the way, you look gorgeous today. I say that because she's my wife. So interesting scenario. And as I'm listening to you, I want to remind people, it's not just black and white. It's not, am I professional or am I personal? What aspects do you have? What aspects are you missing? What would make what you're doing even better? Okay. So cool. We went over so far, what you coach and how you coach, personal or professional. Now let's talk about who you coach. Do you coach people in the personal aspects of their life? Or do you coach people in their professional aspects of life? We have, I know Claudia is not on today. She teaches people how to do equestrian horse riding. So she's in that very particular personal aspect of life. Some people coach just business. Some people coach writing a book. Some people coach relationships. So where are you in a coach? Are you coaching in the personal vein? Are you coaching in the emotional vein? And I think the biggest difference in those two is, are you talking to the person's heart or are you talking to their mind? Are you talking to their feelings or are you talking to their thoughts? And there's a different approach for both of those. I mean, just intuitively, everybody on the call knows there's a different approach. If you're talking to somebody who is looking to, and I'm going to use these numbers. These are the numbers I use in scaling businesses. Are you talking to somebody who's making $4,000 a month and you're helping them to get to $4,000 a week? That's a really good growth scenario. Or are they at $4,000 a week and you're teaching them how to get to $4,000 a day? That you're going to have to do a lot of in the head strategies. Okay. Are you teaching them to have better relationships, how to schedule their day so they have more time for their children? You're going to tug on the heart for some of that. Now, remember, when you're coaching, this makes a lot of sense, but it also has to be the same way in your marketing. If you're marketing on somebody, how to go from $4,000 a week to $4,000 a day, and you're just talking about emotions, it's not going to make the switch. It's got to have a lot of logic in it because they have a $4,000 a week start already. So they're plugged in that area. If you're teaching somebody how to make the same amount of money, but have more time and enjoyment in their life, now we shift from the head to the heart. Does that make sense? Cool. Okay, so this is when we talk about who we're coaching, personal or professional. Any feedback on that? Any input, questions? Makes a lot of sense, right? So everybody, with your right hand, you coach people on a personal basis. And on the left hand, you coach people on a professional basis. Okay, so we have some people who are both, some people who are one predominantly over the other, but does everybody realize it's not a clear separation? If you're teaching them personally, it's going to help them professionally. And if you're teaching them professionally, it's going to help them personally. But where's your priority? Where's your focus? Cool. Now let's talk about when. When do you coach? Do you coach on professional hours or do you coach on personal hours? Okay. In the United States and I believe Canada, our professional work period is Monday through Friday, maybe 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And that's a lot of time where professionals get coached. Is your coaching practice limited to those professional hours? Some are, some aren't. If you're coaching somebody in their personal life and they're spending their professional life in those times, you have to coach outside of those hours. You're not going to be able to get them in the middle of the day. Okay. I really don't want to hear from somebody on a professional basis around 5 or 6 in the afternoon. I want that to be family time. But after the kids go to bed, I'll take coaching calls 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. I'll go to my classes at that time as well. Okay. So when are you using your time for coaching? Both for your coaching and the coaching that you're receiving. Personal, professional. Would you coach somebody if you were away on vacation? Some will, some won't. Not really mine to say. Jim Rome would tell you if you're on vacation, be on vacation all the way. Grant Cardone would tell you if you're on vacation and you have appointments, you just stop what you're doing and take care of your appointments. If you have a person who needs to hear from you once a week and you're going to be away for 2 weeks, you may talk to them twice while you're away. So where is your head when you're in personal time? Where is your head when you're in professional time? So I think the biggest factor I'd like to say to that is if you're on personal time, be on personal time. If you're on professional time, be on professional time. Now, I have no problem taking appointments while I'm on vacation, because when I'm on vacation, I could have a couple hours a day of professional time, but it's going to be scheduled out. It's going to be planned out. I'm not going to be walking around Disney World with Adriana and Rosie and get a phone call and go, oh, I got to take a coaching call. No. However, I might set up a call at 8 o'clock in the morning that I take care of before I go to the park. Does that make sense? Cool. Okay.
I may add to that, Adam, if you have 10 seconds. My husband's had his own business for the last 10 years, and it happened that every single time we were on family time on vacation, he had to take business calls. And so he would do the same like you, just kind of schedule them in the morning between 6 and 8, take that 2 hour for emails, scheduling calls, and then enjoy the rest of the afternoon with family time. And it works out, but you just got to plan it in advance, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a very professional approach to business. Yeah. I have no problem with that at all. My business is mobile. I can coach anywhere, and if I'm coaching, if I'm doing my business while I'm on vacation, I may be able to have a 7-day vacation instead of a 4-day vacation. So would you rather have 80% of 7 days or 100% of 4 days? It's not for me to decide. It's for you to decide what you want. But now that you know that factor, you can bring those figures, those variables into your equation. Sorry if I went a little math on you there. Cool. So we've already covered what, how, who, and when we're coaching personally or professionally. Let's talk about why people hire you. Do they hire you because of who you are personally, or do they hire you because of who you are professionally? Do they like you? Are they alignment with your energy? Or is your coaching record so stellar that they just got to be a part of your program? I really want you guys to get dialed in on this, because this is where your business comes from. Is it something about you that they just got to be a part of? And is it something about how well you've done your clients, the testimonials you get, the visual success you have of other people? And you need to keep this in mind for two reasons. Number one, what do we want to work on? Do we want to work on being better at what we're good at? Or do we want to work on being better at what we're not so good at? Or being better at what's missing? If 80% of your clients come to you because you have this stellar personality, you're really engaging, and people love to connect with you, do you want to keep that at 80%? Do you really want to focus on working that? Or do you want to try to bring the other 20% up? Once again, it's for you to decide. If you're that strong, 80-20, I'm working on that 80% more and more and more and more and more, because that's your bread and butter. Okay. Now, the second part that you really want to keep in mind is Empowered Life is going to put your results in earshot, in eyeshot, in text, in all kinds of forums in front of potential clients. So the results that you get should become part of your marketing, should become part of who you are, part of your program. If you're an equestrian coach, you want videos of your people's performance. If you're a coach on how to write a book, you want people's books available on the platform. If you teach people how to be great at money, you need them to tell other people, I didn't know this. Now that I know this, my money's growing faster than ever. So is it your personality that they hire you for? Is it your professional results? Who wants to limit themselves to one or the other? No, absolutely not. We want to have both. By the way, there's a word that I absolutely love. If you're one of the people who work with me, who coach with me, you're going to hear the word all the time. What do you call it when you're past being good at something? You're better than being good. What do you call that? When you own a particular discipline, go ahead, Bobby Joe.
You've mastered it.
Yes, mastery. That's the target. That's the target. If you are getting business from your personality, and that's 80% of your business, and you evaluate yourself and you're maybe an 8 out of 10, push that to a 9, push that to a 10, really refine that. Okay. Then when you get that to a 10, then you can use your professional results for other things. You use your professional results to bring it up from 20% to 30 to 40. But mastery is such a key. Okay. As a coach, would you rather be okay at 10 things, good at 5 things, or mastered 1? Mastered 1 is really puts you under the crown, puts you on the throne. That's the person you got to speak to for that. If you want to use a digital branding card, if you want to use a digital card for your business, I'm the person. I'm the best in the world. I've mastered this. Come to me and I'll show you how you build your business using a tool on this little device that every one of your prospects has. So I have my mastery on that. Okay. Am I any good at teaching you social media? You're probably better off getting somebody else. Cool. So now we talked about why people hire you, professional or personal. And the last part I have for this particular class is, why are you coaching? Why are you coaching, personal or professional? I don't really want to be a coach. I'm resistant to coach. But I'm a fantastic teacher. And I have knowledge, I have wisdom, I have mastery to share. So also have a wife who has an incredible platform. I'm going to come way more on the professional side of things. Sarah, although she's an incredible professional, is going to come more on the personal side. She's got an incredible personality. Okay. If you're on this call, if you like Sarah, raise your hand. Everybody likes her. It's that simple. She's amazing. She's wonderful. Not everybody likes me. Okay. And that's okay, because I'm going to call people out. I know they all love me. Thank you. Thank you, Colleen. I am well loved, but I'll tell you, I'll be hard and abrasive on some people if that's what I think they need to move forward. And that is what some people need to move forward. I can cut to the chase and be really quick, where Sarah wants you to feel good about it. And that's going to be in when she does her coaching. You know, if you're an energy coach, if you're the badass energy alchemist, then you're going to want to connect with people's energies. And that's on mostly a personal basis. Okay. I do the same thing here. I want to connect with your energies. Okay. But why are you here? Are you here to get in? Why are you in this class today? Are you in this class today to make a friend? Are you in this class today because you have nothing better to do? Or are you in this class because you'd like to make more money while you're coaching? Okay. So I'm going to be focused on how to make more money while you're coaching. Okay. So if you have a track record, then it's easy for you to look at scalability. And if you don't have a track record yet, then we need to create a foundation. So you guys think in your mind right now, where are you at? Are you in scalability or are you in foundation? And make sure that you're putting both deliberately professional and personal aspects into it so that you can easily get more clients. And then you take that personal and that professional, and that needs to be in your marketing. Some people saw a promo that I did for this class. My promotion's not on a personal level, it's strictly on the professional level. Until I sent out that little one, hey, there's a special gold nugget for you guys if you come on time. That's personal. You guys see the balance there? So I'm just going to give you a minute to take 2 or 3 deep breaths and just think about how any of this applies to your business, personal versus professional, and then I'll wrap it up. Mental digestion of information is really cool. So that's it. We have personal versus professional aspects in everything we do. How are we bringing that into our business? If you're not incorporated and you are just making your own business, you're just doing things through your name, you may want to think about stepping that up. And there's going to be a coach for that. If you are just getting business because people you know and referrals, and you're looking to do more marketing, the Empowered Life platform is going to have a process for you for that. Everything that you do in your marketing messages, if you put it on the platform, you're going to be able to get feedback from your friends and colleagues. And as you're evaluating people, please take note. Is this professional or personal? Who are you attracting, professional or personal? Okay. Would a CEO ever be attracted to a personal, a coach who's using personal messages? Absolutely, if they want to improve the personal aspects of their life. Okay. But for business, they won't. So You want your message in alignment with who you are and connect that with the alignment of who your target market is. Do you guys all know exactly who your target market is? Raise a hand. Do you know exactly who your target market is? Okay, this is a really important aspect. So I will teach a class on target market. Do you guys just take business from anybody who comes along? Madeline knows better. But at the beginning, if you don't know that, then you do. You just take business from whoever comes along, and then you define those parameters. So just before I wrap this up, open mics, any questions, feedbacks, observations? Go ahead, Madeline.
Thank you so much. This was so insightful. And it's interesting because I use exactly those words, personal and professional, in all of my marketing, because somehow I end up going back and forth on both with people. And while I have a way to teach them, it depends on how they learn. So that personal part is so important. But thank you, thank you, thank you. And Sarah, it's good to see you finally. Thank you, everyone. Loved this.
Thank you, Madeline. And yes, when you're dealing with somebody, you'll know whether you vibe personally or professionally. When you don't know them and you're putting in your marketing, that's when you get to make a real upfront decision. Go ahead, Alexandra. The floor is yours.
I didn't have a question, but I just wanted to say thank you so much. It was really great. I took tons of notes, and I'm going to be rewatching this again, probably 3 times.
Cool. Yeah. And I just knew you had good things going on. I wanted to touch you personally and bring that connection in so everybody could feel the difference between professional and personal. You guys felt that? You felt a difference between Madeline's approach and Alexandra's? So even though I'm talking the same way to everybody connects it a little bit of a different way. And cool. I can't wait. I'd love to see your notes on the class. Then you can teach it back to me and we can learn from each other. Cool. Open floor. Anybody else? Cool. I don't see a reason to keep you guys any longer than this. Personal and professional. Adam Bricker, president of ImPowerd Life, and honored and I highly value your presence in this class today. Thank you.